What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. I know it has been a minute since I've uploaded my last video. Let me just dive into and explain that one a little bit. No, I did not just say fuck it and I didn't want to upload a video, or basically one video in the past 2 weeks. No, that is not the reason why I have not been basically uploading videos. The basic reason is, the matter of the fact is that I got the dirty roan. Yeah, COVID-19 hit your boy. It is what it is. It's out of the way now for the next 90 days, and you know, you get over it. So, yeah, I went home to quarantine. I didn't exactly have all the things I needed to do to make videos there. Wasn't feeling my best, so, you know, I took a week off. And then I got back to school last week, and I was absolutely rammed up the butt with schoolwork. So, yeah, that's basically where I have been. Other than that, I am very excited to be back. We're doing the Trading Every Player rebuilds. For those of you that always ask, I mean, I take way too many breaks, you know, for whatever reason or not. Ask that I died. No, I have never died. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I can basically give you updates to where I am at all times. It's how I recommend, you know, getting in contact with me. Want to shoot me a DM on there? Twitter link's always in the description. Yada, yada, yada. Before we do get further into this one, we're on the road to 30K. If you guys could hit the subscribe button, stick around for a while, I'd love to have you around here. And, of course, feel free to comment any other video ideas down below as well. Okay, the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, led by one of the best players in the NBA in Giannis Antetokounmpo. It sucks we're going to have to trade him. Typically what I do when we have a player of this caliber that I don't know if you can just straight up trade is that I tend to go into my phone, have Siri pick a number, and it's a whole ordeal. If you've been watching me for a while, you know how I do this. If not, I'll explain that furthermore when we get there. But yeah, obviously the rules for these are, if you've never seen one of these before, I can at no point in time have one of these players back on my team for any single reason. I can't put them in a trade. Nothing at all. Basically everybody right here is going to be traded before we do start simming year number one. So, without further ado, let's just hop right into it. I think, without a doubt, I think Giannis is going to be the most fun person to trade. Am I going to get offers? I don't really know. I do. I actually have 18 offers. Oh, come on. Feed me, Jason Tatum. I'd love Jimmy Butler as a high-key sleeper MVP candidate. Like, what's something I would hate? This would just suck eggs. Like, I think DeMar DeRozan at this point should have been an all-star, but it's just probably not going to happen. Shea would be cool. Towns would be cool. I wouldn't really love this one, if we're being honest, but obviously, it's Giannis. We're going to have some pretty good offers here, so let's go ahead and stop this one in 3, 2, and 1. And there it is. DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, who's also been one of the underrated players in the NBA this year. Welcome to Milwaukee. Giannis is now a member of the San Antonio Spurs. That one does suck just a tad bit. Can I do Middleton and Holiday together? I do get 9 offers, so oh my god, I'm going to lose my mind if I get that. So when you combine players, it just makes it go faster in 3, 2, and 1. We're actually going to go one to the right this time. Kemba and Smart, it would have been Drummond and Love. I'm actually not that mad about that. So welcome to the team. Also, after I do start making all these trades, I can make no other trades, you know, in year number 1. So who I get is who I'm stuck with. So Bobby Portis, also a member of this team right now. And then Brook Lopez is another one as well. We're going to be moving on from our 2 centers at this point in time. And 3, 2, and 1. And we end up with Terry Rozier, who's been having a great season for the Charlotte Hornets. I kind of miss him in Boston. He just didn't really get the shots he honestly needed in Boston, but I think that potential was always there, but unfortunately he's no longer going to be here. DiVincenzo, Pat Connaughton going to be the next 2 guys I do move here as well, and we're going to stop this one in 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go one to the left this time. We end up with Troy Brown Jr., Ish Smith, or it would have been Matisse Thybulle and Seth Curry. That's just how my life goes, man. It's just how my life goes, if we're being honest here. So we're getting into some of like the lesser players at this point, like Bryn Forbes. Is Torrey Craig on this team? This is where I get confused. Caleb Martin's definitely not on this team. I'm just going to trade him. It's like, it's not that big of a deal when you get into players like that are 74, 75 overalls. And we will stop. How about right about now? Ty Jerome, Mike Muscala. At least we got a center. Can't hurt me whatsoever. So let's see. Anybody here of significance? I don't really think so. DJ Wilson and Giannis's brother. And then I don't really care about anybody else if they're on the team or not. So final trade here, 3, 2, and 1. Bismack Biyombo, welcome to Milwaukee. So that is the squad as of now. The starting 5 actually isn't looking that bad. I preferred DeRozan at the small forward spot, but if he has to play the power forward, again, he's not the greatest shooter in the world, so I can live with it. I'm happy we got a, you know, not the best center in the world, but a decent center, Bismack Biyombo. Rozier's going to hop off the bench. Marcus Smart is going to start for defensive purposes. I'm probably looking at a... oh, boy. Muscala's getting minutes. We don't have a backup power forward, so like who's getting minutes here? So we have two shooting guards getting minutes. I don't really think Troy Brown Jr. is going to be getting minutes, if I'm being honest right now. I think Ty Jerome getting him minutes is pretty important just as a backup point guard, and then DeRozan's obviously our highest overall right now. So I'm going to give Biyombo probably like 32, DeRozan like 37. I think Keldon Johnson can maybe progress pretty well. Smart should definitely be playing a lot. And then Kemba probably like, honestly, 36, and I'll just give a 33rd here to Bismack Biyombo. So this is an interesting team right now. Obviously, we no longer have Giannis. We no longer have Chris Middleton. We no longer have Drew Holiday, that kind of core big three of the Milwaukee Bucks. But I am pretty excited to see what I can do with this team. I believe DeRozan is a free agent after this year, so I'm obviously not just going to let him go for nothing. I'm probably going to look to re-sign him, maybe trade him at some point in time, because the way he does regress in this game is super unfair in my opinion. But we will cross that road when we get there. Obviously led by Mike Budenholzer. So Kemba, Smart, Keldon Johnson, DeMar DeRozan, and Bismack Biyombo is going to be the starting 5 for us here. Number 1, Terry Rozier, Mike Muscala, Caleb Martin, and Ty Jerome is going to be that bench unit. If we need Troy Brown Jr., Ish Smith, guys like that, they are here. So it's good to be back. Good to be simming my first season on 2K in a minute, and I will see you guys at the end of year number 1. To say it politely, this team was fucking dog shit. 30th in the power rankings, 15th in the Eastern Conference. I mean, what in the world? I did not expect us to be as good as the regular Milwaukee Bucks, but for the love of God, Kemba Walker was an all-star for 4 years in a row. DeMar DeRozan is one of, like, the better players in the NBA. I mean, top, he wasn't an all-star, I get it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this team should have been in the playoffs. We're in the Eastern Conference. The fucking Charlotte Hornets are in the playoffs in real life this year right now, I believe. The Knicks are in the playoffs right now. I mean, what in the world? That's not what I meant to do. Obviously, I will address it. If we do not have our first-round pick, I'm absolutely dicked. Joel Embiid, 30 points a game, 12.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's pretty good. LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year. I want to use him in a video. It's just basically impossible to trade for him. And obviously, when I do a trading every player rebuild with the Charlotte Hornets, he's going to be included in that. Precious Achiuwa, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis Antetokounmpo looks pretty gross in a Spurs jersey. I'm not going to lie, but he does win Defensive Player of the Year. Christian Wood, Most Improved. And Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year, 61-21. The Philadelphia 76ers do go. So, we definitely know what to worry about. Okay, 19-63. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't even know. I really don't know what the problem is. I guess maybe you can't win with Marcus Smart in your starting lineup. I just have no idea. But we're going to go ahead and sim the playoffs here. Definitely not something we have to worry about. The Philadelphia 76ers do go on to win the finals, and Ben Simmons is the finals MVP. Also, the disrespect to Ben Simmons is getting real. As a Celtics fan, I fucking hate Ben Simmons, but the disrespect is getting real. I mean, if you see a list of his accomplishments, it's absolutely unbelievable. Look, I get it. He can't shoot the basketball. There's more to basketball than shooting. I mean, how do people not see that? Some of the takes you see on Twitter that, like, he hasn't improved since his rookie year. Well, first of all, yes, he has. And even if he hasn't, he's been unbelievable since his rookie year. What is the problem with it? I don't get it. Obviously, everybody, like, had the huge comparisons that he's not turning out to be the next LeBron. But, I mean, seriously, I don't get the disrespect sometimes. Sorry about my little rant right there. But we're going to head up to league meetings right now. We're going to put none of these through. Yeah, no, isn't that a rule already? I say that every single video, but isn't it? Do we have our pick? Please tell me. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay, that is huge for me. So we end up with the number 2 overall pick. Not that bad. I do have somebody in mind that I'm pretty sure I desperately do need. Budenholzer has good ratings. I don't really see a reason to move on from him. We could definitely maybe use a couple new assistant coaches. We just don't have a fucking budget whatsoever. There's not an A trainer here, so I'm going to stick with my B trainer. You get two whatever the hell they are. Training camps. Jesus, I'm having a stroke right now. No matter what. So I'm actually just going to leave our entire staff right now. Again, we don't have a huge budget for it. I don't really want to just blow it all in one off season on an assistant coach. I don't think that's that big of a deal. So as you can tell, I do have somebody in mind in the draft. As I just mentioned, we do not have a second round pick. If he goes number 1 overall, I'm going to be kind of mad. We're just going to send him my pick right here. It's Evan Mobley. If again, you weren't able to sniff that one out. And of course he goes number 1 overall. All right, off to the Thunder. I mean, I know I can make it work. Just, like, what do you want? Are you kidding me? Okay, can we make it work this way? Evan Mobley, for my second overall. They're not interested. How about if I give you... I have literally nobody under contract. This is great. This is just how my life goes. So it's basically going to have to... And I don't even have any picks. Oh, okay. Enough. I was going to say I boofed that one pretty hard if that's what we're going to end up with. So they got Cade Cunningham to play next to Shea, I'm assuming. Evan Mobley, 78 overall. Our center's like obviously I think we need more than just a center, but center was our glaring hole in our offense last year. So Keldon Johnson's coming back. Troy Brown Jr. is going to come back. He's progressing pretty nicely. I'm going to definitely find a way to get him into the lineup. I think Caleb Martin, Ty Jerome, and Sam Merrill will all be moved on from. Qualifying real quick, we have nothing here, and I'm going to probably hop into some trades before we do head into free agency. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan is our biggest free agent, so I'm obviously going to work on re-signing him at some point in time as well. I also think Terry Rozier could be included in a trade, maybe him and I always say Keon Johnson. Keldon Johnson, maybe to get a little bit better of a player at that small forward spot. I love Terry Rozier. I'm liking him a lot more now that he's not in Boston, now that he's in Charlotte. I'm sure if you've been watching me for a while, you know I didn't always love Terry Rozier, but I think maybe improving that small forward spot. I mean, I know I hyped up Keldon Johnson a lot at the beginning of this video, but I don't think he's going to be a starting small forward in a championship team, especially here in 2K, you know, when it seems like a lot of these teams are making a lot of moves. So that is probably going to be done. I would eventually like to get Smart maybe coming off the bench, so that is definitely not something you just snap your fingers and do, though. So I'll see you guys with the next trade. I think these guys are all just going to be traded for picks, because that's something we definitely need to load up on. So I'm not going to show you guys that, but I'll show you guys the next big move. So we're going to be doing this trade right here with the Houston Rockets. Terry Rozier, Keldon Johnson going over to Houston. We're going to be picking up Christian Woods, Jason Tate. I know I just said I needed a small forward. I can, if you probably, you know, been watching me for a while, or just, you know, have a general idea of how 2K works, you're probably able to sniff out how I'm going to be doing this at this point in time. Christian Wood's going to slide down to that power forward spot. DeRozan will slide down to the small forward spot, where I actually prefer him a little bit. So now that that is out of the way, we do need to re-sign DeMar DeRozan, who we do have bird rights on. Surprised he actually has 6 offers. Really, the only real offer he got is from the Chicago Bulls. So, Jesus, he wants a lot of money at the age of 32. I'm definitely going to keep him from one more year past this, or one more year past that. I don't really know, though, because he does hit regression hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like an 84 overall past this year. Actually, he's going to be higher than that, just because I'm moving him down to small forward. But we will see. So, at this point in time, I don't mind starting Smart for one more year. I really don't think we're going to get that big of an improvement, where Smart definitely shouldn't be that guy. Because, again, we don't have a ton of picks. I did trade for 3 first-round picks overall with those 3, you know, bench pieces that I really wasn't going to use. But past that, I really don't think we have much, you know, in our arsenal to actually end up trading. So we do need a backup point guard. I think Kemba didn't play horribly for us. I don't think it was great. But, I mean, 22, 4, and 4, that's Kemba Walker right there. So I don't really mind that whatsoever. I did the wrong thing. So Smart is going to be our starting shooting guard, as I mentioned. DeRozan, Wood, and then Mobley. Jason Tate's going to come in. He's going to back up Christian Wood. I don't think DeRozan's going to have a backup. So I need a backup center. I need a backup point guard this time. Doesn't have to be anybody great. Actually, wouldn't even mind a veteran piece if it was possible. The center department, like JaVale McGee's here, Gorgie Jang. I think I can maybe wait on that one. I think maybe looking at like a TJ McConnell, who's going to take up our mid-level exception, would definitely not be a bad idea at that backup point guard spot. And then maybe like, who's like the youngest guy here? Like maybe a Vincent Poirier, who I believe he's in Philadelphia now after he left my Celtics, and he's now on the team. So it's not bad. It's obviously not a great backup center, but I do want to get a lot of minutes to Evan Mobley anyways as our, you know, first overall pick, 19 years old, and I know he does develop quite nicely. So hopefully this team has made some significant improvements enough where we, you know, do not have to be a 15 seed again and end up with a top 2 pick in the draft. That's just not what I'm looking for. So as of now, this is how the team is going to look, and I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of year number 2. So your number 2 here, the starting 5 is complete. Here's how it's going to look. Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, DeMar DeRozan, Christian Wood, and Evan Mobley. As you can see, DeRozan and Kemba Walker have both regressed. I believe Smart even went down a point as well. So I'm obviously not super excited about that. This is Kemba's last year of his deal. I'll probably end up doing a sign and trade with him, and then probably just moving on from DeMar past this year as well. So I'm going to give him a year, though. I'm not saying it's going to be, you know, great, but I definitely don't think it would be that bad if, you know, we made the playoffs or anything like that. So that's how the starting 5 is looking. The bench unit got some improvements as well. TJ McConnell, Jason Tate, Troy Brown Jr. Happy I didn't end up trading him, and then Vincent Poirier. Not a great backup center, but he's serviceable enough where, you know, 10 minutes a night's not that big of a deal. So that is how is it looking. Oh, whoa, stroke. That's how it's looking for now, and I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So I genuinely just do not know what's wrong with this team. I'm very excited to announce that, yes, Kemba Walker, DeMar DeRozan, probably both going to be gone. Maybe they're just 2 guys you just can't win with as 2 of your better players. I mean, obviously Christian Wood's here. He's probably our best player at this point in time, but yeah, I don't know. Joel Embiid goes back-to-back in the MVP department. Another super solid year from him. He's probably my number 1 for MVP in real life as well. A first positive note, Evan Mobley, rookie of the year for us, 18.5 points, 11 boards. He's definitely not going anywhere in the future. Cole Anthony, 6th man of the year. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. 2 Magic back-to-back. Onyeka Okongwu, most improved. God, I really wish the Celtics got him in the draft. Doc Rivers is the coach of the year once again. Just 1 game worse than last year, I believe. So, pretty weird to say. You don't see it in my videos often that we are not in the playoffs by year number 2, but it is, it's about that time. I mean, it's not like DeRozan and Walker are playing bad. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, DeRozan's 54% from the field. I mean, Walker's 44. It's obviously not great, but he is a point guard. Like, I don't know. I really just don't know what the problem is here. It's definitely not either of these 2. I can promise you that 19 and 14.5 rebounds a game is not the problem. I just don't know. Maybe it's Smart. Maybe it honestly is Marcus Smart. So I don't know. Once again, we're just going to be simming the playoffs right now. It's weird to say, but the Brooklyn Nets go on to win the finals. Kevin Durant, at the age of 33, finals MVP. They end up beating the Suns in 5 games. So we need about the biggest offseason ever right now because I need to make some moves. I need to lock it in right now because I cannot just, mosey my way on through this offseason and end up with a pretty shit video today. So as much as this would improve me, I say this every single video, I'm not going to cheese the system just because, again, it would help me in the final year as much as I would love to. So draft lottery, I do not know. I don't think we have our pick this year. Yeah, it's projected 11 anyways. Nobody at 11 was really going to help me. So it is what it is. That pick actually ends up dropping to 12 with the Houston Rockets because I saw the Houston and I saw the Rockets at the 3rd overall pick as well. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I think I'm going to move on from Mike Budenholzer. I'm not saying he's the core reason of this, but I just think it's time to get a fresh face in here. So Sean Navarro as well. And then Steven Silas I think would be a great addition to this team. I have never in my life seen a trainer tentative. That sucks. I don't really care about the rest of it, if I'm being honest. I don't have a budget anyway, so I'm not going to play with it. So I don't believe I have any picks, which also I probably should have checked before, I hopped into the draft, and I'm not going to be drafting anybody. So go ahead and figure that out. My draft class still sucks. That's why another reason I really don't draft, because I cannot find a good one. I tell you all every single video, if anybody has a good 2022 draft class, please, for the love of God, comment it down below. So Kemba accepts, so we actually don't even have to worry about that. Jayshawn Tate was actually pretty decent off the bench for us. I have no real reason to let him go. I would like to bring back Troy Brown Jr. I think he's a nice young piece for us that definitely could turn into something pretty special. Obviously, this free agency class is loaded. We just don't really have any money. Maybe after I trade Kemba and DeMar, I can maybe work on somebody. Christian Wood's obviously only making 14 mil, which is kind of nice, but is Smart a free agent? Marcus Smart's a free agent as well. So honestly, I don't really know what I'm going to do right now. DeRozan making almost $3 million is definitely not something that I can really just sit here and accept. It's just really not going to work for me. So Lonzo Ball could be interesting. Would be definitely bring a different dynamic here. Pascal Siakam, if I slid him, he's been good. I could slide him down to that small forward spot. I mean, I know it's not, exactly ideal, but it is 2K. All right, I'm going to do it. We're going to bring in Pascal Siakam. He's going to slide down to that small forward role. I'm pretty sure that his overall does jump. He's 6'9", but it's not, or it's the same, but it's not that big of a deal. So he's going to be a slashing shot creator for us. I think it's going to be totally fine. Obviously Kemba Walker is going to be the next priority here. I'll do a first and a second round pick, hopefully. I don't need anybody unbelievable. Maybe just like an 85, 86 overall if I can get it. Rudy Gobert would obviously be nice. Again, Lonzo's an option. We look at his stats, almost 15 points, 5 boards, 8 assists. I mean, he's been pretty decent. John Wall, not a chance in hell. I think we got to kind of look in a little bit of a younger area, but when you get in that younger area, guys aren't tending to make, $35+ million. So let's look at some guys here possibly. So right off the bat, I would love a Ben Simmons, but I mean, our shooting, we have a power forward at that small forward spot already. And, if Smart does go back to that shooting guard spot, it's not exactly the best fit in my opinion. I wouldn't mind a De'Aaron Fox. I wouldn't mind Jamal Murray at all. I just don't think that's really that realistic. I mean, I can try it. I definitely wouldn't mind it. I don't know if this is going to happen though. 4 first-round picks. Ugh. I don't even want to do that. I mean, not Christian Wood. Jesus Christ. I'm not giving you Jayshawn Tate. It's just not going to happen. So, I'm going to guess there's nothing for Murray. It's Christian Wood. It's just not going to happen. So, D'Lo's definitely not a bad another option. I think I can probably get this to go through. I'm hoping it doesn't take all 4 first-round picks, and it's just 2 of them right there. So, D'Angelo Russell, welcome to the team. I'm going to re-sign Marcus Smart at this point in time, and I'm definitely going to look to trade him just because, again, I want this team to 100% be in championship contention. So Marcus Smart and Troy Brown Jr. definitely both need to come back. Troy Brown Jr. is restricted. I'm actually just going to go ahead and give him this deal, which is in turn going to give him the qualifying offer because the game's glitched and just never works. Because I'm definitely not trading Troy Brown Jr. So welcome back to the team, both of you. Unfortunately, Marcus Smart's stay here is going to be a little bit short. He is making $21 million, though, so we can match it up with some bigger contracts. Looking for a point guard or shooting guard. I don't really mind whichever one D'Lo ends up being at for me. So Malik Monk, not a chance. Buddy Hield could be interesting. I mean, he's obviously a pretty elite scorer. I just don't know. Do I really want to? Oh, my God. Blake Griffin's a 79 overall. It's just, it hurts to see. It really does hurt to see. I don't love any of those guys. I'm thinking, right off the, what is my starting? Do I have everybody here that I need? So I need a backup center, basically. So I wouldn't mind maybe using a mid-level exception like a Patrick Beverley and throwing him in the deal. I'm actually kind of comfortable doing that, and then I can just go out and sign a center such as an Alex Len on a minimum. Wow, Alex Len, it's a minimum. So if I throw Beverley in the deal, it might just, it's another, a little more trade value right there. So Smart, Pat Beverly, and we'll do another first. Just looking, again, for somebody a little bit better. I would love to bring in Drew Holiday. You guys know I can't right now. Cole Anthony, we just had a really solid campaign in the first year as a starter for the Orlando Magic. We would also pick up Evan Fournier, which would not be bad at all. Kyle Lowry's just 36 years old. He's just a little too, old at this point in time for me. So Holiday would have been such a fun piece to pick up. I don't know. Because, like, they're making $27 million combined. I just don't know if the trade value's there, and obviously I don't have a ton of picks. So, like, if I do point guard / shooting guard, like, what are my options here? Jaylen Brown's not happening. Shea's not happening. Like, Halliburton's just not making enough money. I would love a Malcolm Brogdon. Is that possible in any way, shape, or form? I'll also obviously throw you Pat Beverly, and then I'll give you all the picks I have left. Damn it, it's not going to go through, is it? God damn it. DeJounte Murray, I just don't think the money's going to work. Like, he would be another guy I just wouldn't mind whatsoever, but I don't think if I throw in Beverly, it's going to work. Yeah, it's just not. So, what I wouldn't mind doing, if I could throw in Len, is that, oh my God. This game, man, really screws me. It really does. Just not going to happen. And you're not getting, yeah, you're smoking crack. So, Sexton's a free agent. Mike Conley's a little old at this point in time. So, I mean, I guess I can go for Lonzo right now. Again, I hate keeping you guys sitting here for forever, but I know my videos do get short in time, and you guys do like seeing me go through this process. So, I don't know if it's just even going to go. Oh, my God. Sometimes I wish I just, like, cheated in this game, and I just turned down my trade value, but that's just something I would never do. But, okay. Dinwiddie, what were your numbers last year? Not bad. It's taken a little bit of a dip. LeVert's not bad. I can't get Drew Holiday. Who would I prefer here? Let's see. Like 16, 2, and 7 versus 15, 2. I mean, I guess Dinwiddie's the obvious option. He did have the better numbers. But I just don't. I mean, I'll take either of them if I can trade for him. I just think I love Marcus Smart. Don't get me wrong. I wholeheartedly love Marcus Smart. I just don't know if he can be a starter on a championship team. I really don't, and that's not. I'm just getting screwed right now. God damn. I mean, can you even afford to take Beverly? You cannot. They can't afford to take Alex Len, however, though. If this can go through, I will trade Beverly for a different backup center. Holy hell. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so now at this point in time, I cannot believe I just did that for that long. Pat Beverly, I just need a new center. Dwight Powell, Kaheem Birch, whatever it is. Kahem. Sure. Kahem Birch, welcome to the team. That is fine. Same overall. Okay. We've obviously made some improvements to this team. I know it's still a little iffy for some of you. It's still a little iffy for me, if I'm being honest. But as of now, I'm pretty comfortable with it, and I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of the third and final year. So year number 3, the third and final season. This entire starting 5 is figured out at this point in time. Obviously, it looks, whoa, hello. It looks a lot different here, and I think it's definitely going to be for the better. I mean, as much as I love Kemba Walker as a Celtics fan, sometimes I actually just don't like him in general, but I think he does get, shit on quite a bit, and I think it's obviously people have seen him turn around a little bit. So you get what I'm saying, but I just don't think he was going to be a point guard on a championship team, which we obviously, that is our goal to win it in 3 seasons. You can't just snap your fingers and do that. So D'Angelo Russell has taken over that starting point guard spot. We get younger. We get a little bit better. I'm very comfortable with it. Karis LeVert, in my opinion, is a better overall player than Marcus Smart. Smart's obviously way better on the defensive side of the ball, but I'm happy to have LeVert here. Pascal Siakam's going to be an interesting fit at that small forward spot. I don't know if it's an ideal fit. If it ends up not working out, I'll obviously make a move at the trade deadline. I'll assess the problem. I'm just going to snap my fingers and trade Siakam. But Christian Wood at this point in time probably is our best player overall-wise. I don't know if he's actually our best player, but that's a debate for the comment section. And Evan Mobley was just an absolute tank last year as well. Bench unit, Troy Brown Jr. is going to slide in here. He can play some backup small forward as well. I mean, he's going to be playing 25 minutes a night, so a little more than 2 quarters of the game, so he can hop into that 3 spot if he has to. TJ McConnell, serviceable backup point guard as well. Jayshawn Tate, and then Kahem Birch, as we are led by a new head coach here in Steven Silas as well. So that is it for now. I am seriously hoping this team can just do a total 180s from what we've been doing so far. So far we've been a 15 seed in our first year and an 11 seed in our second season. So not exactly how most of my rebuilds go, but you can't win them all. But I'm hoping to win this one, and I'm hoping to win at the end of this season. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. I don't know what happened, but I'm very happy right now. We are a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. It looks like our moves ended up working out for us. Can we talk about Joel Embiid? Clean 3 sweep in the MVP department. That's awesome to see. Victor, yeah. I mean, he's an 5 overall at this point, and he's I get it. His stats don't play like an 85 overall. His stats are actually realistic to what rookie stats are. I mean, I'm not saying those are rookie of the year stats, but What else, like, what were the options? Kennedy Chandler, what in the world? I don't know. Are there only 7 players eligible for it? What the fucking hell? I guess that explains why Victor wins it every single year. Jalen Smith, 6th man of the year for the Phoenix Suns. How is he, if somebody's like, can answer me in the comment section this one, how has he been doing this year? Because I haven't really heard a bunch about him. I mean, obviously the Suns are what they are. Is he hurt or something? I feel like I just haven't heard a peep from him. I don't know, though. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year, once again, still in San Antonio. He's doing pretty well there. Jalen Smith also wins Most Improved. Steven Silas, Coach of the Year for 66-16. You love to see it. So hopefully we are going to be going from not in the playoffs for 2 years and 2 lottery picks, basically, to ending up being a 1 seed and winning a finals. That's obviously much easier said than done, but it's a possibility, and you never know. So player stats in the year, D'Angelo Russell, obviously way better than what Kemba Walker was doing. Super pumped about him. Siakam was great. I mean, this whole team. Christian Wood took a little bit of a backseat from what he was doing, but still great numbers from him at 15 and 13. Definitely never going to complain about something like that. So, moment of truth. We got the New York Knicks in the first round. It feels weird being in the playoffs right now. We take a look at their starting 5. Lonzo Ball, Gary Trent Jr., RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, who has been a very, very strong candidate for Most Improved. I love seeing Julius Randle ball out. And Mitchell Robinson. Good to see the Knicks honestly getting back on track after, you know, just been like one of the laughing stocks of the NBA in the past couple years. Moving on to round number 2 after we do sweep the Knicks, we got the Orlando Magic, Markelle Fultz, Evan Fournier, Jonathan Isaac, Michael Porter Jr. is a huge addition for them. Nikola Vucevic as well. God, I wouldn't mind my Celtics getting him. And wow, 7-game series. We end up beating them. We got Cleveland here. Garland, Sexton. We got obviously Sexland in the backcourt. Isaac Okoro, Kevin Love, and Andre Drummond. Basically a very similar look to what they actually have in real life. And wow, I believe they blew a 3-1 lead. And we now have the Memphis Grizzlies here in the NBA Finals, who have Bradley Beal on their team. Oh my God, Ja Morant and Bradley Beal. Holy hell. Come on. And DeAndre Ayton. What the hell? Oh God, I wanted to win so bad, and we're just going to get shit pumped. I'm not even going to look. I'm not going to look. I'm assuming my eyes are closed. I'm assuming we probably lost. But could we have won? Oh my God, we won. D'Angelo Russell, Finals MVP. We won in 5, or excuse me, yeah, 5? I'm a math comm major here. But 5 games? God damn, I did not think that was going to be happening. After we went to back-to-back series, we went to 7 games. I believe both teams blew a 3-1 lead. But nonetheless, I'm very surprised we got it done. So super happy this one turned out the way it did. Obviously, I'm looking to get more into other video ideas that are not just trading every player videos. So if you guys have any challenges, anything like that, I'm super excited to get back into that. Again, I do apologize about my very inconvenient break, but if you guys ever do have questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on Twitter. And for the 2 or 3 of you, whatever it was, that asked me if I died, no, I did not die. So, yeah, all of you, a bunch of you were tweeting me on Twitter, you know, best wishes when I, you know, tweeted out that I had COVID. So I do appreciate that a ton as well. We're over that hump, and I'm obviously very excited to be back on YouTube, getting as many videos out as possible. So, as always, if you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you around here. We're on the road to 30K. Hopefully that's coming sooner than later. As always, feel free to comment whatever you want down below. I'm super pumped to be back. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.